Hello, today we got some Avalon Hill games, 3M company games, not Avalon Hill. We got Mr. President, game campaign politics. It's a late President's Day thing, and we got Executive Decision, the game of business management. This is copyright 1967 by the 3M company, St. Paul, Minnesota. And this one's copyright 1971 by the 3M company, St. Paul, Minnesota. Let's check it out. Mr. President says, Mr. President, we got realistically reenact campaign events leading to the election of the president and vice president, and features both the current electoral vote tally and the controversial popular vote tally. Republicans and Democrats nominate their candidates and plan strategies designed, even though there's other parties, designed to sweep them in office. Voting habits reflected throughout the game are based on statistics from elections of the past 20 years. Same frustrations and decisions confronting actual political candidates face the players in this quest for victory in a 2 to 4 players. Teens and adults bookshelf case contains ballot box, tally boards, candidate cards, ballot cards, campaign headquarters cards, dice, special pencils, and instructions. So, that's Mr. President. Then we have Executive Decision. In the exciting game of corporate management and big business, each player is a top-level executive with the authority to purchase the raw materials necessary to produce the product of his choice and the responsibility of selling the finished goods at the best market prices. Prices fluctuate according to supply and demand. Object, of course, is to make the most profits for your corporation. Executive Decision is for 2 to 6 players. Teens and adults. Bookshelf case contains price level board and marker tally sheets, raw materials, certificates, play money, and instructions. So, we got these classic 3M bookshelf games. See? They like books. They fit on the shelf. So let's check out Mr. President first. See they come. See they come out. See, they are in the secondary box. And see, we got this incumbent year built-in edge. You got the Eastern region, which is Connecticut, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Delaware, Vermont, and District of Columbia. Then we got the Southern region, which is Los Angeles, Tennessee, Georgia, Vermont, North Carolina, Florida, Alabama, Kentucky, South Carolina, West Virginia, Mississippi, and Arkansas. Then you get the Midwestern region, which is Wisconsin, Montana, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Minnesota, Iowa, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, North and South Dakota. Then we got the Western region, which is Arizona, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, Texas, California, Utah, New Mexico, Idaho, Montana, Hawaii, Wyoming, Nevada, and Alaska. Then you got the presidential ballot card, vice president ballot card, presidential ballot card, and vice presidential ballot card for both blue and red. So, you know, blue and red. Then we also have Venture, fascinating game of finance and big business. Venture offers building tycoons the chances to will and deal, manipulating vast holdings of millions of dollars as they build gigantic conglomerates engaged in proxy fights to gain control of key corporations. At profit time, tycoons who skillfully organize and reorganize their holdings will be rewarded for their game, for their skill. Tycoon with greatest profits at game ends wins. Venture into the world of finance and big business. Say a new game for 2 to 6 players, teens, and adults. Okay, then we have these press endorsement cards. And then we also have these people who are running. Of course, you got dice, and you got where you put the ballots. See, one side puts their votes under here, other side puts their votes under there. Pretty much you use the box like that to do that. Each side has this. They have their tally board, and they have their fundraising system here, the ballot card information here, debating system here, which is all a bunch of stuff. See, president and ballot card. See, these are votes. This card can be used as, for example, this card can be used as 1 or 2 votes in these 4 different locations. What you do is you'll put the card in the whichever one you want to use it for. And both the vice president and the president have those cards. Then, of course, you got each turn you draw press cards, and you roll dice, and you compare votes to see who wins debates. Then here's all the various different people running. We got General Robert L. Anderson, retired general from New Jersey. If they got blue, they're. Then we got Jack Albreen, congressman from Vermont 3. Then we got Wesley Van Allen, governor of Indiana. And we got George William Warren, governor of California. We got John L. Anderson, senator from Kansas. Donald Patrick Henry, senator from Michigan. Andrew R. Reinhold, governor of Wisconsin. Hoyt Red Murdoch, senator from New Hampshire. L. Eugene Vermont, governor of Oregon. And this gives them their point ability. You got campaign abilities, financial support, press support, fundraising, and advertising. These they help them so that they can do stuff. We got Leroy Olaf Johnson, senator from Iowa. We got James Carlson, congressman from South Dakota. We got Clark T. Powers, congressman from Ohio. Now in this game, I think blue was Republican and red was Democrat. I don't know why they did it differently, but we got William Pike Morgan, Colorado. Congressman from Colorado. Peter Bryant, governor of New York. We got William I. Tex Lambert, senator from Texas. Or maybe blue and red are... blue's probably still Democrat and red's still Republican. I'm not sure. We got R. Patrick Smith, senator from Arkansas. Got Frank O'Brien, congressman from Georgia. We got Nelson S. Fisher, governor of Illinois. We got Arthur L. Townley, congressman from Pennsylvania. We got Lee J. Carmichael, senator from Missouri. We got Peter J. Sanders, senator from Kentucky. We got Gilbert D. Stevens, congressman from Rhode Island. We got Carter Jamerson, senator from Florida. We got Thomas Armstrong, senator from Massachusetts. We got Kenneth J. Buxby, governor of Mississippi. And we got Tucker Young, governor of Utah. And those are people who are running for president and or vice president. So what you got to do in this game is first you run to try to get your nomination, and then you run to try to, and basically whoever gets the most points, the nomination gets to run for president. And then, so there's like a nomination way to play, and then there's another way to play. I don't have the rules. I have the rules, but I don't have them here. So, now we got Venture, which is just a like a little mini bookshelf type game, but it's just a card game. And in this card game, you have two types of cards. You got two decks of cards. You got this blue deck and this green deck. Look at the green deck has money cards, and the blue deck has property cards. So you can tell the these properties have different values on them, and you can connect them by letter or by color and stuff. So you use these cards to buy these cards and bid on them. And then, of course, you got these proxy fight cards, which makes people have to pay higher values on them. So you'd have to bid to win these cards. And I don't seem to have the rules to that game in here either. So that was an overview of the components to the game Mr. President. Now let's look at the components to the game Executive Decision. Okay, so in Executive Decision we have this tally chart, which you buy raw materials, you bid on them, so that you can create goods. You need materials to create the goods. You got money. You got $10 bills, $5 bills, $1 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills, and $500 bills. You also have various different raw materials where you're trying to build certain goods. Here is a chart that kind of works like stocks and bonds, where you determine the value of the furnished goods and the value of the raw materials. You got to buy certain raw materials to create certain goods. And here's the market calculator, based on how much units you have and how much you move, on how valuable said items are. Then you got a production chart of how much you can make. So that's how that works. And here's all the different types of raw materials we got. So you got blue extra fine, red fine, and green standard raw materials. So you take the raw materials that you have to buy, and you trade them in to make the it comes with those black. It comes with one of those black crayons to write on the board. You take the raw materials. You buy the raw materials with the money. You get a certain amount of money at the beginning of the game. You take the money. You buy raw materials, and different goods require you to have different kinds of materials to make, so that you can make them. And then you buy these, put them together, make these, and then sell them and try to make a profit. And that's how Executive Decision works. So that's an overview of all the components in the game. Someone recently told me that I did not explain the rules to them. So I'm going to go look for the rules, and I will find, if I can find them, I'll put them in this video, and y'all can read them yourself. See, what I do is I eliminate my rules, and I put them in these books. So, rule book number 6 has money and politics games, and it just happens to have these two games in it. See, here's the rules to executive decision. How to play. After your game as a top-level executive of a large corporation, each player makes a monthly decision regarding the purchase of raw materials and the manufacturing, selling, of finished goods. Since prices fluctuate according to supply and demand, each decision the player makes affects the overall profit or loss of his corporation. Player who succeeds in making the most profit for his corporation is winner. Number of players 2 to 6. So here's how you set up the game. Here's the play. Here's some more information about the play. Here's after the current market prices have been posted, each player determines which raw materials he has been successful in purchasing according to the following chart. Here's some of the orders. And here's manufacturing, the manufacturing rules. Here's more manufacturing rules. And then there's all other months. And then here's the ending the game. And then here's some strategy tips. And here's a variation to the rules. And here's selling the furnished goods example. And if you need replacement parts, here's where you go. Copyright 1971, 3M Company. And here's the executive decision tally. What it looks like. So that's executive decision. It's rules. Now, here is Mr. President, the political campaign and election game featuring both popular and electoral vote tellers. So, Mr. President, this is the rules of that. It says, Mr. President is a highly realistic reenactment of campaign events leading to the election of the president and vice president. Voting habits of the nation based on figures from presidential elections of the past 20 years are reflected throughout the game. Republicans will find it an uphill battle in their efforts to carry the traditional Democratic self. Democrats will have a difficult time challenging their opponents in such Republican strongholds in Indiana, Kansas, Colorado, or Vermont. Well, the South is not traditionally Democratic anymore. Now it's traditionally Republicans. Both parties choose their candidates from a state of possible nominees, all with varying strength and witnesses. Strategies designed to sweep a party into the White House may suddenly require drastic change or tactics. Players feel the same frustrations and make the same decisions that confront the actual candidates in the quest for victory. As the campaign ends and the polls close, candidates watch perilously as the votes roll in and perhaps wonder, why didn't I campaign in the East just a little bit harder? Number of players, 24. So here's the object of the game. Here's the setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Here's an example of a candidate card. Here's an example of the ballot card. Here's the setup. 1, partners. 2, the equipment. 3, the deck of candidate cards. 4, the president and vice president ballot decks. 5, the campaign headquarters cards. 6, each party takes a tally board and a pencil. Campaign record, advertising, built-in edge, tally, additional votes, available advertising funds, debates won, and the play. Here's more of the play. More of the play. This is about the press endorsement cards. Here's the undecided voting theft. Example, undecided voters. Here's the absentee ballots. example. Writing absentee ballots. Is election tally. Popular vote. After the regional additional votes. Electoral vote. Party with the largest popular vote. Each state is tallied separately. And then here's the Vance game, where you try to get nominated. This is the 4-player game rules. Rules for 2 players. Got advertising. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fundraising. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's the debate rules. Debate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then the incumbent year electoral vote tally only. And it's 3M Common Parade 1972 by 3M Company, St. Paul, Minnesota. And a little bit more information here. The election tally. Campaigning. Campaigning. Examples. The home stretch. Campaigns in. They go into the campaign headquarters. Campaign headquarters. And drawing a rumor card. I think this page was supposed to be after this page. After the fundraiser. Or maybe not. Yeah. Maybe. So, that was Mr. President's rules. And then there is executive decisions rules again. So that's been executive decision and Mr. President 3M Games. Overview. Remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Jesus loves you, and if you're the president, you're the executive of the United States of America. So, this one's about running for president. This one's about running a corporation, which an executive of a corporation is also called a president. So these are presidential games by 3M Corporation. Remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Jesus loves you. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep on gaming. And comment down below who you voted for president and what kind of business you would have if you were an executive of a conglomerate corporation. Remember that there's more than just 2 parties. There's not just the Republicans and Democrats. Even if, no matter how much they want you to believe there's only 2 parties, there's more than 2 parties. Look up the other parties and see if a third party might be more inclined to the type of beliefs you believe in and vote your convictions. So, rock the vote. And if I ever run for president, definitely vote for me. Matter of fact, vote for me no matter what I run for. If you can, vote for me. Vote Jeff. Because I'd make a good president. Better than any Democrat or Republican. So everybody have a great day, wonderful day, amazing day, super cool day, awesome day. And keep on gaming. Keep on gaming. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I hope everybody's President's Day was great. Oh, and side note about President's Day, the $10 bill, which has Alexander Hamilton on it, he was never president. And the $100 bill, which has Benjamin Franklin on it, he's never president either. So, there weren't presidents. So, you can't call them dead presidents, because the $10 bill, Alexander Hamilton, and the $100 bill, Benjamin Franklin, neither one were presidents. So, they're not dead presidents. The $1 bill has Abraham Lincoln. No, wait. $5 bill has Abraham Lincoln on it. $1 bill has George Washington on it. $20 bill has Thomas Jefferson on it. $50 bill has Ulysses S. Grant on it. And those are presidents. $10 bill has Alexander Hamilton, who helped write the Constitution but never became a president. I believe he did become a vice president, though, so that's close. And the other one has Benjamin Franklin, that is on the $100 bill, which never had a never was only a diplomat. Also, another side note about President's Day. The Democrats and Republicans are new, because we used to have Whigs and we used to have the Whigs before we had Democrats and Republicans. And we also had Federalists and Anti-Federalists. And we also had this crazy party called Democratic Republicans. So, which was, I guess, the early Democrats. The Republican Party is actually fairly new. So, I don't know why they call it the GOP. Probably because they believe it's a Grand Old Party GOP. Oh, yeah, GOP. Probably because they believe it's part of the original Federalist or Whig Party. But it's actually not. Because the parties of yesterday, both the Democratic Party of yesterday of the past and the Republican Party of the past, would probably look at our parties of today and be like, what have y'all done to my party? The Federalists and the Anti-Federalists would look at the Democrats and Republicans and go, even we knew how to get along with each other and agree to disagree and compromise. What the freak is wrong with you two groups? Anyway, that's been Mr. President and Executive Decision Board Games. Signing off. God's good. All the time, God's good. Jesus loves you, and keep on gaming. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Later.